We had 340 entries for this third prize. Of that 340 entries, at least 70% were by people we knew who have established reputations as painters, who are making very good work. And that is an indication of the importance that this prize has assumed in its short history, recognising what painters are trying to achieve. Last Friday, when we looked at the 42 works that had made it to the final list, what we were confronted with was such a diverse range of approaches to painting. And I think this is one of the good things about the Arthur Guy Memorial Painting Prize. It does encourage people who are undertaking that very primary act of painting, who clearly love paint, who are fascinated by it as a medium, and who manipulate it in such incredibly different ways. It's installed as a dynamic, fascinating, non-thematic group exhibition. You get radically different subject matter next to radically different subject matter, conceptual art, minimal art, whatever practices people are following or whatever aesthetic programs they're following. Something as resolutely minimal as a John Nixon painting next to a figurative narrative painting. On that basis, you undertake the very difficult process of inclusion and exclusion. And what we came to was a list of 5, and then 3, and then 2. And at that stage, it's very difficult to let go of a particular artist's work. And in the final analysis, Stephen Bush gave us the combination of imagery, this strange image of a world on the brink of collapse or evolution. And that world is configured from the primal material itself, paint, in these lurid pinks and greens and rather acidic, otherworldly, poisonous, toxic colours. So it operated on a number of levels, not only materially and formally, but conceptually and emotionally. When we were discussing the exhibition with some of the finalists on Friday night, after the announcement had been made that Stephen Bush was the recipient, one, his fellow artists were very generous about the fact that he was a deserving recipient of the prize. People have admired his work for a long time. But for a range of artists, this exhibition provided a very rich context in which to see their work, because it does present a wonderful survey of contemporary Australian painting. And they don't happen that often in Australia. Not every museum will have the capacities or the scheduling opportunities to undertake a survey of contemporary Australian painting that is without a theme, that is completely open. And I think this is what distinguishes the Guy Memorial Prize.